Hey y'all, I'm back with another story this week. So I posted on Instagram asking if folks wanted a love story or historical fiction, and y'all are like hopeless romantics, and like love story really blew historical fiction out of the water. So today's story is called Sprouting Secrets. On the front porch of my house, English ivy grows from the first stair to the edges of the awning that protects it. It coats the amber brick, and when it rains, I leave my windows open. I invite the scent of stirred soil in as my company. Incense burn in the corner where I keep my journal, my book of prayers, my poetry. There are blankets and pillows laid out at the foot of my bed. Some nights I lie there, when the empty space in bed is frigid, and silence screams in my right ear the wrong words to my favorite hymn. There are 8 plants that sprinkle green against my walls. On days where my chest is tight and I struggle to drag air into my lungs, they help me breathe with ease. From the floor, I watch them grow. Every day there is something new to note about them. Like most living things, I suppose. My aloe plant sprouts new spears. The cactus is still, and my peace lily stands at attention, if only for today. The peace lily requires much maintenance, but my spirits often lift with the stems that posture her. Once a week I bathe her in my kitchen sink. I pray over her roots, stroke her leaves, and sing to her flowers in hopes that they bloom. The white petals fold like a crescent moon at the sound of my voice. I know she hears me. The peace lily is able to hold water, so I give to her my secrets. I read her stories from my journal and prayers from my book. When I cannot lift myself from the warmth of throws strewn across the floor, I float her poetry from my belly. I push rhymes out through warm tears and sing her songs I've learned from the moon. Her leaves hang low and hug my cheek. When I am not engaged with my plants, the silence in this room sometimes sings to me. It reminds me of the first time I told someone I loved them. We stood here, so close to each other. I remember holding the words in my mouth like spit I was waiting to release. I wanted it to be presentable, well packaged. Coltrane was blowing, and after a medley of similar sounds, I could not hold on to something so large. I almost coughed it out. I love you. There was a long silence. Even Coltrane took a breath. My eyes widened and I could feel my heart throbbing like a metronome trying to keep time. I held my breath until my brown face turned blue. I searched his eyes for a flicker of feeling, some shift in emotion, but nothing, not a word. Instead, he also searched my face. His head tilted as if he was waiting for me to say more. He didn't hear me. Shit. The silence in this room sometimes sings to me, but on that day, I remember it ringing with questions. Didn't he hear me? Did he want to? Do I repeat myself? I refused. I would not say it again. Instead, we let Coltrane blow. As that faded into Nina Simone, he pressed his torso against my chest. I could feel his heartbeat in my face. I held the words close to me, even more so than usual. I could feel walls building inside me like midsummer construction, hot and anticipating. I wonder if he heard me. I won't say it again, I thought, but the words were crawling up my throat like spiders in a dusty attic. I love you. There is no English word for the killing of throat spiders that occurs when the first I love you goes unheard. It took him one full song to respond. For the entirety of a 4 to 7 minute performance, because the blues must be elongated, I held spiders in my throat. Thousands of little legs were tickling my windpipe, but if I were to cough, I knew it would come up. I love you, I love you, I love you. If you say a thing too many times, it loses its meaning. Today, one more is one too many. Though the last thing I wanted to do was lose this love to the spiders, I would not say it again. Instead, we kissed, his hands exploring my skin like uncharted waters, though he wasn't looking to claim me. This was bigger than that. This was love from the wind section, expressive as a saxophone. I could just blow the spiders out, perhaps. If only my peace lily hadn't held her water so tightly, she might spill this one secret for me. I want to blow these spiders out and make a dandelion of this love. Love, I think, is much like dandelion. It is a beautiful, beautiful weed. It grows a startling yellow. Like 100 little stars, they stop you in your path. They might even send you in a different direction, the dandelions. You may follow them until they all turn white. You may follow them until the seeds float through the wind and suddenly you're following the dandelions in the opposite direction. Maybe I'll tell him that he makes me feel like I am running through a field of dandelions. But if that is the feeling, then what is I love you? It's not specific enough. Suddenly I can't breathe thinking about all of the metaphors and similes there are for this feeling that are so wrong. Even when the feeling's right. I wish that I could hold it. I would tie it to a string of Shiraz wool and fasten it to my left wrist. If this love is ready to be held, then I should just say it again. I love you repeats in my head like a well-crafted song. You lead the orchestra in me, is what I say aloud. It wasn't what I meant to say, but I think it fits. He is sitting at the piano and I feel it in my chest. He plays sax like the smoothest Coltrane. This love is purple, slow, fills me up. It sits on the body like jazz. It makes my skin tingle. There's a light buzzing from the tips of my toes to the top of my head. I feel this love on my scalp, and that's usually hard to reach. There are songs that talk about the way that love feels on the body. None of them are right. None are really wrong either. Today, love feels like outdoors. His fingertips graze the small of my back, and I feel spiders everywhere. There are spiders in the dandelions. And the sax is so loud. God, just say it already. I wait for them to fill the silence with some verse of their own. I hope they share the sentiment. I hope they'd sing some song of carrying this love together through a life strewn with dandelions. I could not imagine holding this love alone. My fingers are feeble and my wrists are weak, so I wait for words. Instead, their hip bones press into my belly. They kiss me and I could almost scream, I love you. I love you. I love you. We exchange breaths like forbidden letters. Their hands stroke the back of my neck, pressing against the base. They could drag love from my throat if they wanted to. They should drag it from my throat if they want it. Their name is etched into me like an oak tree. This love belongs to them. It has for some time now. It feels old, like the oak tree. I hadn't realized we started dancing. He carries me from left to right. God, this love is dizzying. We lock eyes and I can't help but consider that this may be what it feels like to fall. He pulls me closer and I lay my head on his shoulders. The room smells of peppermint and lavender. I could rest here. He hums the tune ringing from my record player and my eyes lower. The song seems to be getting louder and I can feel the tapping of keys in my chest. There's a whisper on my neck, but I can't make it out. Oh, he's speaking. I love you. He said it with his forehead pressed to mine and I could feel his breath on my face. What do you even say to that? I love you too, I guess. It doesn't seem like enough, but it will do for now. Soon I will be able to explain to him why the peace lily is smiling. The wind hums like a low rumbling saxophone. There are dandelions sprouting everywhere. Suddenly, there's a forest in my bedroom and the spiders have a home. But for now, that just sounds like I love you too. Okay, y'all, so that was Sprouting Secrets, and I hope you liked it. I hope that all the lovebirds out there got some satisfaction from that. And if you have another way of saying I love you that is more creative, please let me know in the comment section. Like this video and subscribe to my channel or whatever, and check out all of my social media, which I will do my best to link also in this video. And yeah, stay in love and stuff. I don't know. Okay, cool. Bye.